What's up, you guys? Steve here with your stimulus package update as of today, Saturday, October the 10th. And we now have received word that Nancy Pelosi has officially rejected the $1.8 trillion stimulus package that was provided to her yesterday by White House Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. So in this video today, I'm going to be covering the rejection letter that she provided this morning. We're going to be looking at the items that she has identified as being insufficient. And we're going to be discussing, will the White House be responding to this potentially with another counteroffer? Or is the only path forward for us to receive stimulus before the elections executive actions? So I'm going to be covering the details for you. I know this is not the information that you wanted to hear this morning. I was hoping I'd be able to report to you that they worked it out and we'd have a stimulus package agreement and have stimulus before elections. However, my promise to you is, whether good or bad, I'm going to be sure to share with you guys the information so you're informed and have all the details. And if you appreciate that, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Before we dive in, just click the like button. Thank you so much. And once again, if you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way as soon as I get the information and I upload it here on the channel, you can be notified. All right, you guys, so let's take a look at the letter that was provided by Nancy Pelosi this morning. So you can see, "Dear colleagues, update on coronavirus relief negotiations and the administration's insufficient proposal," dated this morning, October the 10th. This is a press release. So I'm just going to jump down to the second paragraph. "At this point, we still have disagreement on many priorities, and Democrats are awaiting language from the administration on several provisions as the negotiations on the overall funding amount continues." And if we take a look at the third paragraph, it says, "A key concern is the absence of any response on a strategic plan to crush the virus." So as we mentioned yesterday, she had voiced a concern for there not being a specific plan on how we're going to be spending money to eradicate or relieve ourselves of this virus at this time. She says, "We cannot safely reopen schools, the economy, or our communities until we crush the virus with a science-based national plan for testing, tracing, treatments, and isolation, and for an equitable and ethical distribution of a safe and effective vaccine once developed." All right, so further down in the letter, she identifies 5 bullet points of things that she feels are insufficient in this $1.8 trillion counteroffer. 4 of them are related to childcare and family funding, the 5th being unemployment enhancements. So just briefly, I'm going to be covering these. The first one is direct relief, where she says the counteroffer eliminates $9,890 when included for earned income tax credits and child credits. Also, earned income tax credit, HEROES Act, includes this. You can receive up to $5,920 in EITC based on your earnings. The Trump proposal eliminates this. Child tax credit and child dependent care tax credit, fully refundable $4,000 for up to 2 children, equaling an additional $1,200 in refunds. Trump proposal eliminates this. And also child care, $57 billion to enabled parents. And the counteroffer, no movement from their initial $25 billion figure. So she's saying that this is insufficient in providing these funds. And the 5th bullet point that included here is the unemployment insurance. She says that this contains strong funding to protect 5 million workers at risk of exhausting their unemployment or their pandemic unemployment assistance, their UI or PUA benefits, before January 31st. The Trump proposal provides $200 billion less than what Democrats have proposed, which experts tell us is what is needed. So basically, we see here the list of all the things that Nancy Pelosi says are insufficient with this $1.8 trillion counteroffer. However, she doesn't fully close the door on negotiations, as she says, "Despite these unaddressed concerns, I remain hopeful that yesterday's developments will move us closer to an agreement on a relief package." So basically, she is suggesting that they revisit the $2.2 trillion revised HEROES Act. And also, she says, "These and other issues are unresolved, affect lives, livelihoods, and the life of American democracy. We hope to make progress soon. Updates will continue to be ongoing." All right, so if you would like to take a look at Nancy Pelosi's letter for yourself, I'm going to provide a link in the description below, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel that this is an insufficient counteroffer, or do you feel that this is close enough that we should just agree on it and have a stimulus package before the elections? Well, keep in mind the fact that Nancy Pelosi's revised HERO Act was at 2.2, and this counteroffer they're saying was 1.8 is actually a little bit closer to 1.9. So we're only about $300 billion off from reaching an agreement. Also included in this was said to be a little bit slightly more generous stimulus checks. Families could receive $1,000 for children under the age of 17. Also, they upped their state and local government funding to $300 billion from their $250 billion stance. Also included was the enhanced unemployment benefits, so that way the unemployed could receive an additional $400 per week on top of their unemployment benefits going out until the end of the year. Also was included was airline funding, and also they repurposed $400 billion from unused funds from the CARES Act. So that's some of the perks that we saw included in this stimulus package. But once again, let me know, do you feel that this is insufficient or that we should just come to an agreement already? So we're going to see how White House officials respond to this. Are they going to take Nancy Pelosi's letter, go through each item and have a response to see if they can come up to some sort of agreement with Nancy Pelosi? Or are they not going to? As we heard yesterday, Senator Ted Cruz reiterate the things that we've been hearing from President Donald Trump and White House officials, that Nancy Pelosi has no intention of coming to any sort of agreement before elections, that she is merely making it look like she's attempting to come to an agreement, but in actuality, she's stalling and stalling because she believes that if we don't have a stimulus package agreement, it's going to hurt President Donald Trump's chances at getting reelected, and that she actually has no intention whatsoever of providing anything. Well, it is no secret that Nancy Pelosi and President Donald Trump don't like each other, as Nancy Pelosi tried to have him impeached and has threatened to do it again. However, if this is untrue, then perhaps they could respond and we could have discussions go further and potentially get a stimulus package agreement before the elections. However, if this is true, in fact, that Nancy Pelosi has no intention of providing any sort of agreement, then it would be safe to say that the only path forward for us to get stimulus before the elections would be through executive actions from President Donald Trump. Now, some people might be asking, why doesn't President Donald Trump and the Republicans just simply agree to a larger stimulus package? Nancy Pelosi wants 2.2, why not just accept it? Well, here is the problem. Because there are a lot of Republicans in the Senate that are saying that our economy is already recovering from the pandemic, that we're actually on a path forward. Even though it's slow, there are some that are suggesting we actually don't need more stimulus, that the first round of stimulus was sufficient and we don't need any at all. However, there are some Republicans in the Senate that are open to the idea of having some more stimulus. However, their idea of another round of stimulus to help the economy recover is roughly $1 trillion or $1.5 trillion. Already having us at 1.8 or 1.9 is pushing the envelope. And some have just flat outright said, if you hit 2 trillion or go over, it's a non-starter. It's going to be dead on arrival, as we saw with Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion stimulus package that when it arrived in the Senate, they said it was dead on arrival. They called it outlandish and too expensive. So here we're seeing that if they were to even agree to go up, that we are not going to get the Republican support in the Senate. So we need to get something under 2 trillion in order to have an agreement. Otherwise, there is not going to be an agreement on a stimulus package. So we need to see Democrats come down. Republicans have already decided to come up. We need to get some sort of agreement roughly between 1.5 and $2 trillion. That would be the ideal scenario to see us come up with some sort of agreement on a stimulus package. Now, if that is not possible, if Congress is not willing to budge, if both sides are going to stand firm and Republicans will not come up and Democrats will not come down, then essentially the only way probably that we're going to be seeing any sort of stimulus, especially before elections, will be through executive actions from President Donald Trump. So now the question is, how is the White House going to respond to this? Are they going to make an attempt, an effort to try to continue talks? Because by far, the best path forward would be if Congress would legalize another round of stimulus. If they do not, then executive actions is probably the only way. So I think very soon here, likely this weekend, we're going to be seeing if Congress is going to make an attempt to continue talks or if President Donald Trump is going to step up and issue executive actions. And once again, know that whatever unfolds, I will be sure to share it here on the channel and I'll let you guys know right away. And I think that we're going to be hearing about this very soon because I think we're like 24 days away from elections, so something needs to happen fast if President Donald Trump is going to get stimulus out before elections to try to help his chances at getting reelected. So once again, I'll be sure to share here on the channel. And if you haven't already, if you could do me a quick favor, if you like these updates, go ahead and click the like button. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to stay up to date on everything, once again, be sure to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload these updates, you can get notified right away. And also, if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, I hope this video was informative. I hope it reaches you well. I hope that I have better news here very soon. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.